Hey everyone, welcome back to the question of the day. Today we are talking about a 77-year-old male that presents to the unit with acute inferior wall MI. And the question is, which of the following AV blocks is commonly transient and ischemia induced? Now keep in mind, when we are talking about inferior wall MIs, those are the patients that are most likely to have AV block, because think about the right coronary artery is the one that's responsible for supplying the AV node. So we see AV nodal block a lot in inferior wall MIs. So with that in mind, go back to the question, which of the following AV blocks is commonly transient and ischemia induced? Take a second. Well, guys, the answer is B, second degree AV block type 1. We know it to be Winkie-Bach. And Winkie-Bach is very commonly transient. It's very commonly ischemia induced. Now, one of the things that I want you to keep in mind is just because I'm saying that it's ischemia induced, I don't want you to think that every time I see Winkie-Bach, oh, it must be because my patient has an ischemic heart. So you can't switch that around. So Winkie-Bach comes from ischemia. It can come from ischemia, but every time you see Winkie-Bach, that doesn't always mean your patient has an ischemic heart. So I don't want you to jump to that conclusion. It's very common in inferior wall MIs to see Winkie-Bach as a rhythm or as an AV block. The other answers are not correct. I mean, first degree AV block, oh, yes, we could see that. Doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with an inferior wall MI. Second degree type 2 AV block, which is Mobitz 2, or third degree. Now, again, it is a possibility, but those types of AV blocks are not transient. They're not typically transient in the face of an acute MI. So again, looking back at the question and coming up with the key terms, transient and ischemia induced, those are important. And remember, Winkie-Bach is that kind of AV block where we see a 1-to-1 P to QRS relationship followed by a dropped beat, where we see a P wave sitting there all by itself, not followed by a QRS. We also noticed that Winkie-Bach is a regularly irregular rhythm. And what that means is that the beats occur in groupings, grouped beatings. Okay, when you print out a strip and you see a whole big strip of beats that seem to occur in groupings, think Winkie-Bach. Because sometimes we don't always have that reach out and whap you upside the head prolonging PR interval. Look for the groupings. Look for the groupings separated by an isolated P wave that does not conduct down to the ventricle, so it's not followed by a QRS. May not always be present, though, because sometimes that P wave can be buried in the preceding T. So our answer overall to this question is second degree AV block, type 1, or Winkie-Bach. I hope you enjoyed the question for today. Please head over to my website, khoppypresents.com, and check out all the courses that I have to offer. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.